If you don't design your own life plan, someone else will hire you to build their dreams. I don't say this to judge you. I say it as a warning, but also as a wake-up call. I've been where you are. I used to live day to day following to-do lists set by others. I showed up on time, stayed late, gave my all, completed every task, but I didn't know where I was headed. Worse, I didn't realize I had the right to ask, do I even want to go there? We're taught to find a stable job, meet responsibilities, contribute. That's not wrong, but the mistake is this. No one teaches us that life, too, needs a plan, like a house, a garden, a song. You see, no one stumbles into a life worth living. A happy marriage, it's built through conversations, listening, putting the phone down, and looking into each other's eyes. Good health, it's crafted through planned meals, exercise, rest, recover even when no one makes you do it. A fulfilling career, it's shaped by saying no to what's just okay to pursue what's right. But if you don't plan your life, you'll get caught in someone else's schedule. You'll live reacting, not creating. You'll wake up to an alarm, not a purpose worth chasing. You'll move because someone needs you, not because you know where you want to go. I've met thousands like this. They're good, hardworking, well-meaning, but when I ask, what are you building for yourself? They go quiet because they never thought they had the right to build. They thought they were only meant to follow, pay bills, meet expectations. But here's the truth. Every day you don't plan is a day you're shaped by someone else. Every hour you don't define is an hour you're guided by someone with a clearer plan. And the danger is, those with clear plans always know how to use those without one. They're not bad people. They've just decided more clearly than you have. And when you don't write your own dreams, you end up playing a supporting role in someone else's story. Imagine this. I hand you a plot of land. What would you do? Would you build a house that fits your needs, your tastes, your lifestyler? Let your neighbor draw the plan? You'd say, I want morning light in my reading room. I want a small garden for vegetables. I need a quiet space to write, breathe. I think, you'd know every corner of that house because you're the one living in it. So why do you live your entire life without ever sketching a plan? I say this with all love and hope. You don't need someone to save you from your current life. You just need to sit down with yourself and start planning, and don't be afraid. Planning doesn't mean knowing everything. It's simply the courage to ask, how do I really want to live? How do I want my mornings to feel? Who and what do I want to give my energy to? What do I want to have left when this year ends? When you start asking these questions, something powerful happens. Your life begins to shift toward purpose. You'll say no to unnecessary invitations. You'll rearrange your schedule. You'll say no without guilt because you have something clearer to say yes to. And if you think this is only for successful people, I remember this. Success isn't why you plan your life. Planning your life is why you find success. Someone once told me, Jim, I get it. I'm caught in someone else's flow. I work hard, but don't know where I'm going. But the problem is, I don't know where to start. I've never planned anything, let alone my life. And I looked at them not with judgment, but as someone who's been there and said, you don't need to start with certainty. You just need to start with honesty. You see, and the reason most people don't plan their lives isn't because they don't want to. It's because they're afraid to admit their current life isn't what they want. Afraid to say they're tired, stuck, lost, because that means they'd have to start over. And starting over in this world feels scary. Fear hides in many forms. If I change, will I fail? If I say what I want, will others accept it? If I live my way, will I lose what I have? I don't have time, money, talent. See, we're better at defending the old routine than creating a new life. And that's why we live in houses built by others' houses that never fit the size of our dreams. Let me tell you a story from when I worked in a warehouse. I worked hard, packed, lifted, counted, delivered. I thought, if I do well, things will change. But nothing changed. Every day was the same until I met my mentor, Mr. Schoaf. He asked me, Jim, do you have a plan for your life? I hesitated. I haven't thought about that. He smiled gently. Then start thinking, because if you don't have a plan, someone else will hire you to build their house. I'll never forget that moment. It woke me from my unthinking routine. You see, I wasn't doing anything wrong. I just wasn't doing what was right for my life. So, if you feel you've never planned anything for yourself, don't blame yourself. We weren't taught this in school. No one told us our life schedule needs planning like a class timetable. No one gave us the pen because from childhood, we were told to follow, fit in, be safe. I know. But you're grown now, and you have the right to pick up the pen. Here's how I want you to start, not perfectly. Just honestly, borrow 30 minutes from yourself. Turn off the noise. Step away from the rush. Grab a notebook, a pen, a key spot. Instead of asking, what do I need to do next? Ask, who do I want to become? Don't rush to answer. Let the question sink in like a seed waiting for rain. Write your ideal day as the real you. It doesn't need to be big. Just, how do I want my mornings to feel? Who do I want to spend time with? What do I want to do? How do I want to feel? What do I want to give my time to each day? Imagine it like planning a perfect day for someone you care about deeply. Mark, what's pulling you away from that? A job draining your energy? A relationship holding you back? A schedule with no room to breathe? Notice these are not to blame, but to take back your right to plan. You can't rebuild your whole life overnight, but you can plan tomorrow morning. And if you do that every day, one day, you'll wake up in a life you built. Remember, clarity is the first step to freedom, and planning is a quiet promise. I refuse to live a life someone else wrote. Now you're starting to see life doesn't have to run on autopilot. You can pick up the pen, you can write the next chapter, but how do you write? How do you make that plan? Not just a notebook page, but the rhythm of your daily life. I once asked my mentor, how do I know I'm living on the right path? He said, look at your schedule. If it doesn't reflect what you say matters, you're not living it. And that's when I understood planning life isn't about writing long goals and pinning them on the wall. It's about turning what you value into daily priorities. Not in theory, but in time, in energy, in actions. Today, I'll share 4 core principles to reshape your life in the simple, practical way I've lived for 40 years. Principle 1, don't start your day until you've planned it on paper. Have you noticed the days you plan ahead are the days you feel in control? And days you just wake up and let the world pull you along, those are the days you end feeling overwhelmed but unfulfilled? Every morning, before checking email, news, or even getting out of bed, sit down for a few minutes, write 3 things. What's most important today? Who do you want to connect with meaningfully? Who do you want to be in those moments? Don't write to impress. Write to stay awake. Because if you don't plan your day, someone else will fill your hours. And I say this with certainty. 1 intentional day, repeated 365 times, becomes a life you've built. Principle 2, plan not for comfort, but for growth. Many people sit down to plan their lives and end up with a vacation list. They want to sleep enough, eat well, avoid stress. No, responsibilities. Sounds nice, but that's not a life. It's a break. Life demands you be shaped like an athlete plans training, not for ease, but for strength. You need a schedule that makes you wake up on time, read when others scroll, speak hard truths instead of staying quiet, build discipline when no one's watching, because if you don't plan for growth, you'll slip into stagnation. And you know what happens to those who stagnate? They don't rest, they burn out, because nothing exhausts us more than feeling we're not moving forward. Principle 3, plan the rhythm, not just the goal. I once set a goal, earn $1 million, and I did. But you know what made me happiest? Not the number, but the rhythm I lived in that journey. Reading every morning, journaling every night, reflecting every week, checking in with myself every month. I created a rhythm I was proud of. You don't need to be rich, famous, on a stage, but if your days have a rhythm of reading, writing, thinking, connecting, you're living with purpose. Plan your rhythm, your rest time, learning time, love time, exercise time. Because if you don't set the rhythm, life will pull you into someone else's beat. Principle 4, plan with people and not just tasks. We often plan, finish a project, build a house, boost income, but we forget life is people. The hug at the end of the day, the unhurried meal, the conversation where no one checks the clock. I once planned a super efficient schedule, but looking back, I missed the little things. A call to my mom, coffee with an old friend, playing with my kid without thinking of the next email. Now, my life's plan leaves room for real connection, because life isn't measured by goals achieved. It's measured by the people you truly reach. You see, planning your life isn't for the wealthy or those with time. It's the basic right of anyone who's awake. And if you're reading this, I believe you're ready to pick up the pen. One of the hardest things after planning your life isn't starting, it's keeping it going. You can sit down, write plans, make schedules, buy a new notebook, color code long-term goals. But then reality knocks. You'll have tired days, unexpected calls, crises at work, home, finances, and slowly, the plan you poured your heart into gets swept away if you don't know how to hold on to it. So today, I want to talk about something key, how to protect your life's plan amid life's distractions and chaos. Plan your core before your calendar. First, understand, you're not your schedule. You're the one who owns it. Many try to organize time, but forget to clarify their core values. When life gets messy, schedule a shift, but clear values shift. Set keep you anchored to your plan. For example, if your values are awareness, presence, growth, no matter how busy you are, you'll protect a quiet moment to read these pages. Even if tired, you'll choose a 10-minute walk over scrolling, even in a rushed meeting. You'll end with a real question, not just a quick goodbye. Values aren't just words, they're your compass. When you're pulled off track, they guide you back. When you're unsure, they help you choose wisely. Plan for flexibility, not strict rules. Many fail to stick with their life's plan because they turn it into a cage, a rigid checklist, an extreme routine. They write, wake at 5 a.m. daily, read 50 pages, meditate 1 hour, no phone. And when they miss, once they feel like they've failed completely, don't do that. Plan your life like a garden. It has structure, boundaries, paths, but the trees still bend with the wind. Miss a morning? It's okay. A busy week throws you off? Fine. What matters is you come back. You don't throw out the plan just because of a few smudges. You learn to live honestly through life's ups and downs while holding your core. Use community as a mirror, not a judge. Another reason people give up on their life's plan is comparison. You see others waking up earlier, meditating better, with fancier planners, and you start doubting your own plan. Remember this, your life is your own project. You can learn from others, but you can't copy them. Community isn't for feeling less than, it's for knowing you're not alone. Sometimes, sit with a friend not to show off what you've done, but to share what keeps you going. You don't need fans, you need companions. A kind look, a well-timed question, a text asking, how's your day going? Sometimes that's what pulls you back to your plan. Revise your plan regularly, like a farmer rotates crops. A common mistake is thinking life planning is a one-time job. It's not. Life changes. You change, and your life's plan needs to adapt, shift, renew like a farmer switching crops with the seasons. Every few months, I sit down with myself, open my notebook, look back at the past 3 months, ask, what's working well? What doesn't fit anymore? What values are calling to be heard? And I redraw, not because I failed, but because I'm living fully. Planning life is an ongoing act, not just a sketch. Protect a sacred space, even if just 15 minutes daily. The most important thing, avia kit space every day. It doesn't need to be big, just real. A corner with a plant, soft music, a candle, a blank page. And you sit there not to do, but to reconnect. That's where you remember, who am I? Am I living my lifer, following someone else's path? Am I protecting what matters or trading it for passing pressures? Just 15 minutes, like that daily, can keep you tied to the life you've chosen. You see, living with purpose isn't easy, but it's worth more than any ease, because it doesn't just give you results, it gives you self-respect. You know you've lived with intention, awareness, identity, and that is the truest success. You've heard me talk enough about planning, about schedules, values, discipline, the quiet moments each day that tie you to your deepest self. But now, I want you to stop, really stop, and ask yourself one simple question that will stay with you forever. Who planned the life I'm living? Don't answer quickly. Don't make excuses. Just feel the answer inside. If it's, I don't know, that's okay, because that means you're starting to wake up. And that awakening is the beginning of every intentional plan. I'm not here to criticize your lifestyle. I'm here to invite you to become the architect of your own life. Picture this. Every morning, you wake up and step into a house. Who built that house? Does it have windows for light? Paths you chose? Or are you just staying patching, adapting to a structure that was never yours? You can fix it little by little. Add light, clear out clutter, create new paths, bring back the things you once loved but forgot. Now is the time not to rush into a 100 goal plan, but to decide to live with purpose. Start with the 3 smallest things. Write one thing you'll stop accepting: a habit, a relationship, a way of living that pulls you away from yourself. Choose one small action to restart. Nothing big. Maybe 5 minutes of journaling each night. An hour without your phone daily. A glass of water and slow breaths in the morning. Name a dream you've set aside. Write it down. Look at it. Fail it. And promise yourself you'll stop building someone else's house if it means letting your dream fade in silence. Life is planning or autopilot, purpose or reaction, awareness or drifting, living or just getting by. And the beauty is, you can choose again, whether you're 30 or 60, starting new or picking up after a fall, in chaos or calm. You still have the right to pick up the pen. And if you're scared, start anyway. That fear, because courage isn't being fearless. Courage is planning your life even when no one believes you can. I'm not asking how much you've done. I'm asking, are you ready to live true? True to what you believe. True to what you know matters. True to yourself even if the world doesn't cheer. You don't need to succeed right away. You just need to be honest with what you want to create. From there, step by step, hour by hour, choice by choice, your life will take the shape of someone awake. And one day when someone asks, who are you living for? You'll smile and say, I'm living the life I planned. What are you thinking right now? What in this made you pause? Stay still for a moment and feel. This is the time to change. Hold on to that, not just to feel inspired, but to live truly. And if you need a reminder each morning, let this be the first thing you see on your desk, your mirror, your heart. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much.